Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to be doing the weekly for Sagittarius. I do apologize, these last three signs Sagittarius are coming out late. When I uploaded, for some reason the originals got lost on the YouTube studio. And yeah, well, it can't be helped, so I'm doing them over. Alright, sometimes this happens, and I always take it as a sign that the reading needed to be done over for whatever reason. And so here we are, Sagittarius. Alright, let's get right into it. I'm going to pull out your romance angel messages. Don't forget this is timestamp. You can jump ahead if you want to. We've got codependency. We have true love. And we have release your ex. Wow. Alright. See what that all entails. We're going to get your animal spirits out and see what kind of animal spirits you may or may not be working with this week. These could be events or energies coming in for you. These could be individuals coming in for you, right? People who resonate with certain animal spirit energy. So let's just see. And you may or may not resonate with these, and that's fine. Just take what applies to you. Alright, Sagittarius, we have the Fox. Earth energy, a regular player on my weeklies. I think he's come out, the Fox has come out for almost every weekly read, so there's a collective energy going on here. At Crocodile, wow. Alright, water energy, Crocodile, very rare card to come up. I think it's only ever come up once before in hundreds of my readings. And the Cosmic Egg. Wow, okay. Completion, right? Spirit, alchemical symbol for spirit. Alright, let's get right into these animal spirits. Now the Fox. The Fox is the teacher. The Fox is very wise, very practical, very supportive, right? Fox energy can be seen as the strong partner, the strong mate in a relationship, right? So Fox energy oftentimes are ideal life partners. They commit to relationships for a long time. They have a lot of natural charisma. And it helps their energy stay sort of true to their dear, their lover, right? Their mate. And so when this card appears, oftentimes it means you're about to reconnect to those you love. There may be a reconnection. There may be a coming together or a reconciliation. The Fox personality is pretty skillful at business and teaching, right? So you may be dealing with somebody like that, or you may be resonating with this energy right now, Sagittarius, but it could indeed mean that someone really close to you and yourself may be coming back together. Interesting that you have codependency and release your ex. It could also be just learning how to release some of the negative energy from past relationships, right? But let's go on. We're going to move right into the Crocodile, which is fascinating me because indeed the Crocodile is one, as I've said, that rarely comes up in my readings. All right. And so it's quite interesting that it would come out this week. The Crocodile is collecting energy, is resting. You ever notice a crocodile in the wild? They kind of just sit in the water watching. You know what I mean? He reminds us to take a step back from the external world and turn inward. This is what the crocodile does, right? Be still. Now's not really the time to make decisions, actions, or have discussions, right? The mantra of the crocodile is to wait. All right? It also doesn't mean like just simply to wait, or to just like kick back your feet, you know what I mean, and wait for things to be dropped in your lap. It means waiting with also the intention of drawing your energy back inward to you, gathering your awareness, observing and building your energy. Some of you Sagittarius may have recently gone through a really turbulent time in a relationship, certainly with codependency up. It could be that you've pulled away, right? Sagittarius, that happens sometimes. I'm a Sagittarius myself with a Taurus rising. So I can certainly pull away and turn my back on things when I've been hurt or when I've had to go through something particularly difficult with someone. Fill up the vital resources so your next move comes from a place of wisdom and power instead of from a place of emptiness and grasping. You know what I'm saying? This is a very, very wise card. And I wonder now why, I understand now why I needed to do this reading, because the initial reading really talked about perhaps a conclusion, right, to something. The initial Sagittarius reading for the week was really talking about concluding relationships, ending relationships, perhaps having a falling out. And I almost wonder if this message was even more important to give you today, because the crocodile is such a mysterious creature and such an important one when he comes on the board. He's very, very strong. He's an apex creature, right? He's not hunted by any other animal. He's the hunter. So when apex animals come up, they're very strong indeed. Now the cosmic egg is coming up for you as well, and the cosmic egg does indeed mean completion. So Sagittarius, you've come to the end of a particular difficult time, I think, right? This is the final journey. You've realized something, you've exercised something, perhaps you've ended a relationship that was really toxic to you, very codependent, very unhappy, right? And through self-effort and grace and sort of like getting over the trials and tribulations of the recent past, you have now come to a point of self-realization and completion. It was a lot of work, Sagittarius. This doesn't come easily, you know. And when the essence of the cosmic egg isn't activated, sometimes we'll feel like we never get there. But right now, you certainly feel as though you have. Some of you are feeling very, very light, as if you've really released some negative energy. And indeed, it may have been extremely difficult. You may have cried. You may have had some real pain through it all. But coming through it now, you just really, truly understand that it was better for you to come out of it than to remain in this situation. It was a troublesome situation, right? Certainly if codependency is on the board, right? Then it was a difficult, I want to say a really difficult relationship probably. And so this energy of waiting as well is really excellent. So let's see what kind of scenarios are coming up for you this week, Sagittarius. We're going to pull out about 5 to 8 3-card forecasts for the week, just to see the different scenarios Sagittarius may resonate with this week. And still, nothing may resonate with your situation, and that's fine. But let's get right into it, Sagittarius. All right, my love, let's go. Fool, yeah. 9 of Wands, that's it. And Hanged Man energy, wow. You're ready. Yeah, it is completion. Alright, move the cards up a little bit to try and get rid of that glare. Alright, this is really interesting. Exactly what I was just talking about, Sagittarius. Coming to the end of a stage, right? The Fool is coming in. The Fool comes in when we realize we're about to make a quantum leap oftentimes in our self-realization, right? In our growth. Yes, the Fool does talk about starting a new path and things, and there is the sense of taking a leap of faith. These are all the standard interpretations of the Fool, but even deeper than that, the Fool is always the querent that moves up and down a tree of life, and oftentimes this leap of faith also is accompanied with a quantum leap in growth, right? A quantum leap in the sense that, you know, it's measured in all areas, right? And it's in such a way that it's not linear, right? Subjective. And so the Fool talks about, yes, this kind of awakening. And with this 9 of Wands, Sagittarius, some of you have certainly awakened to obstacles and burdens, behavior patterns that you realize you've been holding on to, and it's time to let go of them. These could have been some of the reasons that you may have been in some of these codependent relationships, or maybe these unhappy relationships. But this week you really recognize it, and you recognize that you were perhaps stuck in a situation, or allowed yourself to be kept in a situation that you weren't really happy with, right? That you knew wasn't really beneficial for you. You kind of put up with it. The Hangman card is the settle for less card. Oftentimes he's looked at as being stuck, but really a lot of times the Hangman is just settling for less. Look how he hangs there by 1 foot. He makes the barest effort, right? And he surrounds himself in an environment where he really doesn't have to make an effort. Oftentimes that's because he doesn't want to be disappointed. He fears working harder or getting out of that situation because he fears that if he fails, the pain will be even greater, right? And so you realize this about yourself this week, Sagittarius, certainly with this cosmic egg coming in. And I think the great thing as well is you do wait. You do take some time to make the next step because you know you're about to really take a quantum leap in your life. Ace of Wands, Page of Pentacles, and Seven of Wands. So Ace of Wands talks about a new kind of ambition for yourself, a new understanding for yourself. There's a new kind of fieriness in you now this week. For some of you Sagittariuses, you're starting perhaps a new venture, and you're being extremely practical about it. The Page of Pentacles comes in to bring practicality and support, to come up with like really real, come up with like sort of real tangible solutions to projects or problems. The Page of Pentacles is just very sort of like, he's like the handyman, right? Very rooted in the grounding, in the material plane, but not the material in the sense of just money, but in the material world, in the things that we hold on to. And so in this way, like, overcoming certain obstacles in that world, right? It's just extreme practicality, and you understand that as well. And for some of you, this is what you're doing this week. You're kind of adjusting your life with a lot of practicality because you know you're about to embark on something that really involves a lot of your sort of heart and passion. And so at the same time, it needs to be tempered with practicality. That's the essence of Sagittarian temperance anyway. But you do feel Seven of Wands like there's an attack coming on your sort of position. But the Seven of Wands is also very creative. The Seven of Wands talks about coming up with very creative solutions to obstacles, right? To obstacles in the way of you achieving this sort of inspiration that has come in over you, right? And so this week you may feel like you're having a bit of a battle. It could be a battle of wits or a battle of sort of wills even, right? It could really seem like a battle of wills with someone. But you maintain, right? You maintain your position, right? Because this is too important to you, this Ace of Wands. Now, this could be a new relationship. It could be a new adventure, a new station in life, whatever the case may be, but you maintain your position. Four of Cups, Knight of Swords, and Three of Wands. Yeah. So recently, some of you have decided to say goodbye or say no to a cup of love. You realize that it was empty. You realize this cup of love really came with all the same baggage that the previous cups have come with. This is a lot to do with this kind of realization and completion with the cosmic egg, the releasing your ex. You see it, right? After so many times of going through this, Sagittarius, some of you are learning to see the signs earlier and earlier and earlier. And this time you knew what the signs were pretty much from the outset. And I think that this week you've decided, enough is enough. And Knight of Swords has come in to be, the Knight of Swords kind of comes in to be really sort of like cut through like the BS, right? To be really logical about things, to think things through on a mental level, to not be so, he comes in to provide that energy. Some of you are imbuing this energy, meaning this week you're resonating with your Knight of Swords energy, which means you're sort of The situation is calling for you to be more logical. The situation is calling for you to use that Sagittarian, that skill that you have so well of really like putting everything in its place. Because somebody might be out there trying to gaslight you. Somebody may be out there, the person giving you this cup may be trying to make you feel some kind of way. And you realize, I'm not having that. Like, I understand who I am, and I know that I'm being fair, right? And I know that I am being logical. I'm not being ruled by the heart. I'm being ruled by the mind, in the sense that I'm not willing to take on all of this mental manipulation that you're trying to put me through, right? And what happens as a result of you saying no to this cup, you put even more work into your career, your business, right? When Sagittarius decides to check away from some energy like this, you always, a lot of you will put a lot more energy into yourselves and into your career, and it will come with rewards, because mind, body, and soul is what Three of Pentacles is all about. Mind, body, and soul in your ambition or in your career area always brings with it supporters, right? This is why this individual on the card has supporters coming in, recognition coming in. The energy that you've been wasting on a particular area over here while you've been deciding to engage it has really taken a toll on some of your career. And now that you realize it this week, you realize how important it is to keep this energy. Remember, the crocodile was talking about revitalizing, drawing your energy back into you. This energy is going to be drawn back into you, Sagittarius, and some of you are going to start putting it back into your abundance, your work for abundance, and it's going to come out very well for you. Nine of Swords, Eight of Wands, and Page of Wands. So, yeah, somebody's having a lot of anxiety. Some of you may be having a lot of anxiety. Some of you Sagittarians may be resonating with Nine of Swords this week, in a sense that you feel guilty about something. Or it could be that you're dealing with somebody who's resonating with this kind of energy this week. Whatever the case may be, there's a lot of, I want to say this is probably for some of you Sagittarius who may have had that tricky time, you know, the situation that's kind of been resonating through all of these forecasts, you know, this completion, this kind of, I think for some of you, you probably did just break up with somebody or release somebody, right? But this week, you're still kind of hampered with a lot of anxiety about it. You have a lot of conflicting ideas coming in and emotions coming in, a lot of mixed messages. Could be you're having a lot of mixed messages coming in from the person that's causing you to have this anxiety, right? But the Page of Wands comes in a way to sort of like help you get over your fear, renew your sort of fire, your spark. The Page of Wands comes in when it's time for you to sort of relight, you know, reignite yourself, right? Pull yourself out of this kind of negative sort of, right, energy that is really, it's not necessary, right? Because Nine of Swords is just like misery we put on ourselves. It's anxiety we put ourselves through. We really don't need it. And, you know, a lot of this mixed messages that you're dealing with is not really your fault. It's time to really wait. Just like the crocodile says, wait for a minute and pull your energy, because you're going to find later on with this Page of Wands that, you know, you really didn't need to worry or have any anxiety. You're the one with the fire. Your fire will be reignited, and you will very much be right back on your path to manifesting your dreams. King of Swords, the Moon, and Eight of Swords. We're not reading reversals for the weeklies. Wow. Okay. So King of Swords talks about being very, very fair, dealing with a situation, and really sort of kind of, you know, the King of Swords is the one who makes a lot of the rules. He's kind of the great rule maker. He's also the great disciplinarian. He kind of comes in with his sword to sort of get at the heart of a matter, right? He seeks to dig out the truth of a matter. And so right now, it could be that some of you in your relationship most recently, and certainly with Moon energy coming in, right? There's been some really vague emotions, some emotion, like rocky emotions. This is Piscean energy, so this is really like up and down. You don't know where some of these are coming from. You don't really know. It could be for some of you that you have been dealing with somebody who's been really vague about their feelings for you or their emotions, and you are determined to get to the truth of it. You're done with this kind of cloak and dagger, and you come in this week with this sword and you just penetrate. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I want to know what it is what are your true, you know what I mean? What are your true feelings? This person's been really wishy-washy and cagey. They've just been that you've just been dealing with a lot of moon energy. And they come at you with this kind of gaslighter energy. 8 of Swords. I think they try to, like, if you're resonating with King of Swords energy in the sense that you're trying to get to the heart of a matter, they are being very closed off. They're being very opinionated. The 8 of Swords is the victim card. They feel like the victim. They're cutting their own nose off to despite their face because they really can't handle this King of Swords that you're bringing them to. This is a really interesting situation. I think very much is going to be another case of you waiting, because they're going to show, this energy eventually will show itself or explode, you know what I mean? And then they really show their ass. Tower moment, 2 of Swords, and High Priestess. Wow, some of you have had a Tower moment this week. You've realized that a situation was really untenable and it's come crashing down, right? You've been in two minds about this situation for quite some time with this 2 of Swords, and you realize that the choice has almost been taken out of your hands with this Tower moment. It's as if, you were kind of waiting too long to decide, or maybe you were indulging it for too long, but the Tower came in anyway and destroyed it. And now you're forced to kind of go with your gut. Go with the High Priestess, who is telling you exactly that everything you need to know. She's pretty much probably telling you that from the very beginning you were right, but you needed to have the Tower moment to have it proven to you. Move forward with that knowledge. This is the path. When we talk about the High Priestess being the one who sort of holds the secrets, right? These are the secrets. The secrets are that you have to experience life on your own terms, and your lessons are your own if you only pay attention, right? Your High Priestess was already activated before when you couldn't make the decision, right? Now the divine has come in to make the decision for you. Right? And it's a reaffirmation that you were right all along. And now how do you deal with that, right? How do you accept that? That is a secret. That is a lesson on the way. That's one of the steps of the High Priestess and realizing the High Priestess. Now she requires you to follow that wisdom in the future. And if you ignore this wisdom that you've just learned from the situation, although it may have been a difficult situation, the priestess becomes cagey again. She withdraws again until the next time you have to go through a Tower moment to draw her out again. This is going to be the last reading. 9 of Cups, King of Wands, and the Chariot. Some of you have definitely had a wish fulfillment. Most recently, you have a desire. There's this one wish you always have wanted, right? And so with the King of Wands coming in, the King is the one who's the true leader. He makes things happen. He comes in sometimes when, you need extra sort of motivation. You need someone who to come in and show you the way to be you, because the King of Wands is the king of the individual, the king of the one who forges the ways. You know what I mean? It's very strong, fiery energy, right? I believe we're talking Aries is associated with King of Wands. So it's really forging forward, right? And you're about to kind of start on this chariot. You're preparing the way for this path that you're about to be on, Sagittarius, right? And so 9 of Cups talks about having a wish. Be careful what you wish for. Like, be very intentional right now, some of you Sagittariuses, about what it is you truly desire, because you have all of the energy here with King of Wands to manifest it, and the Chariot is poised to go after what you desire. But right now it's very important for you to release a lot of the negativity, or release some of those energies you've been holding on to perhaps previous to now, so that the wish that is going to set you in motion, or set the Chariot in motion, that this energy, this fiery energy is going to be behind, you want it to be the right wish for you. Nine of Cups talks about wish fulfillment, but 9 is also the number for the Hermit. And so we really always wish for things. All of these cups that this figure has adopted, he's still alone. And so this is the flip side of the Nine of Cups. When you have your truest desire, your truest wish that you maintain, you want, make sure you're clear about what it is, because oftentimes we wish for things that we think will make us happy, and of course it doesn't in the end, especially if you're still alone, right? If you're still, you know what I mean? And so once you realize this, you finally ascend to the 10 of Cups, which is of course coming together with somebody. That is the ultimate wish fulfillment, isn't it? All right, Sagittarius, I'm going to call it. This is your reading for September 22nd to the 28th. Once again, I do apologize for it coming out late, but I'm glad in a way it did, because I think this reading was much more important to have had. And yeah, if it resonated with you, go ahead and comment, like the video, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification. All of those things really help my channel to grow, and it allows me to continue to provide you with these videos. All right, guys? But for right now, you know how much I love you, Sagittarius. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you Sunday for the next upload of the weeklies. Bye-bye.